Joe, Mike just talked about the things that he looks for in a quarterback, and obviously arm strength, ability to work the board, but he also added a bit of run threat in there as well. When you're working with the position, how much of that has to be a factor in the game just to keep defenses honest?
Well, I think it's definitely a piece of college football today, just with whether it be from the backside of a run and being able to use your feet in a situation where the extra defender is taking away some things and be able to pull the football and go to the perimeter, or in the passing game. Defenses are just so athletic now, and the different guys that are out there to be able to move your feet and whether it be extend a play, create a play, right, or keep a defense honest, and I think that definitely goes into it. And obviously, Coach Jim Brock had a ton of success with being able to use his quarterback's feet in the past.
How was the process for you as you got that call to come to LSU? Kind of what was going through your mind?
Well, being in the state now for 9, this will be my 10th year. I guess I've always known that LSU football was a special place, always attributed to top college football. But I think when you're in the state and when you're around that, you understand just how special a place it is and the aura of what LSU football is. So obviously just the opportunity, one, to work at LSU football and the opportunity to work with Coach Kelly and his success in the past, it's a dream come true.
Working for him, is it a steady, day-by-day, not too emotional, too high, too low process with him? Kelly?
And I would imagine this is continually going to be said. He's an unbelievable communicator. He sets a standard. He communicates to you what your job is in a very clear way. And then you're given the tools and access and the ability to go do that. And that's the standard, that's the expectation. So I would say, yes, it's a consistent work environment around a lot of guys who I think challenge you to be your best and bring out the best in each other. I think that's what's been really exciting about the offensive staff so far. And Mike hit on that. Just the natural relationships that we had, the environment in the room, and it's a great place to come to work every single day. And go attack that success that we talk about.
Have you worked with any of the other guys before?
I have never worked with
like
any
a
guys.
brand new.
Now I know Cortez and I go way back, and obviously I've known Frank, and then knew Brad a little bit. There's a couple other guys around the office that I guess we had known each other, especially the different guys who've been in Louisiana, or been around Louisiana for a while.
It seems like a very deliberate pace that Brian's got you all kind of working at, and nothing seems to be rushed. And Mike just kind of also said, the idea that the foundation has to be secure. Do you feel that, and do you like the ability to not really have to jump into just figuring out what you guys can do right away?
Well, I think it's a great quote. If you don't have time to do it right, when are you going to have time to do it over? And it's funny that Mike said that, because I would 100% agree. And that's actually something that I've talked to the quarterbacks about building their foundation and building their foundation on solid ground, that then we can lean back on that. And I think that's so important for us as a staff, right? And that's is Coach Kelly's plan and Coach Jim Brock's plan for us to build that solid foundation that we're going to lean on in the future to produce the results.
How do you all want to gauge the race? Everybody wants to be first, get the reps, whatever it may be. A lot of people like to do it on paper so that you can just show the kids. Have you thought that through yet? Or?
Well, that'll be something that Coach Jim Brock, Coach Kelly, and myself will sit down and look to. And I'm excited about that in spring ball, and just watching the guys go to work and evaluate them on a daily basis and everything that they do. And that's going on constantly. But really excited to work with all of them. Really excited to work with the staff, and more importantly the players, and just what they bring to the table every single day.
You got to hang out with them? Do you go eat with them, the quarterback?
Yeah, so I have gotten to be around them. We have a great room, a lot of fun personalities in there. A lot of guys who we'll make sure we can have a great time together, so that we enjoy coming to work and we enjoy that process, right? Because it's hard. All right, college football is hard, being a quarterback is hard, and we have to. I think it's important to be able to enjoy that, but also have the same aspect of understanding the goals and the daily process of what we need to do to play to that standard, and we're going to be able to do both.
You got 3 guys at 3 different stages of their career, collegiate career in these. Is that welcomed for you because you get to coach them all at different paces? How do you approach it?
You know, I think that's a really good question, and it's not just. It's probably not just that they're different ages. I would say for anybody, especially in the quarterback room, because you have less guys that you can focus on. I think everybody's at a different level. Everybody has different strengths and weaknesses, and the important thing is understanding what those are. Me as a coach, understanding what their strengths and weaknesses are, how best they learn, how best they are motivated, what are their strengths and weaknesses physically, and that's what the ever process is right now, or the ongoing process right now is to understand that and make sure that they understand that. And I think we got to develop that baseline with everybody, and then make sure we can develop an individual plan on what's best to make sure that each quarterback can play at their absolute best, and we can develop them into being their absolute best. And I think that's the challenge. That's the challenge right now, and that's the process that we're going through right now. And that's what I'm excited about for this spring.
For better or worse, every quarterback that's ever going to play from here on out is going to be
Last one.
compared to Joe Burrow. I mean, did you tell the guys like, man, don't try to be him. Just do what you can do.
Well, I think there's such a great history here, and obviously recent history at the quarterback position, and Joe Burrow winning the Heisman, and then obviously doing what he's doing right now on Sundays as well. I mean, he's a special player. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on living up to the standard of having those traits and habits on a daily basis, and focus on that process. And then we're going to let those results take care of themselves. But ultimately, it's about focusing day to day on what we talk about, controlling the controllables on an everyday basis, right? And that's what we're going to focus on. And we're going to make sure we set a really high standard, an LSU standard for the quarterback position.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.